Greetings and welcome to the next installment of WRGMG, What Really Grinds Mike's Gears. I'm here with my special guest, Chris Sheehan, and today we'll be talking about what really grinds our gears. Alrighty, let's get down to it. So, first topic is customer service, and first let's talk about in a restaurant. We're gonna talk about what some of your experiences in restaurants. I know you've had some lately.
I work in the customer service industry myself, and it just pisses me off when I go out to eat and I'm paying good money. I mean, this stuff isn't cheap. For some punk kid to just sit here and annoy me and, not bring the best service to me. I think that, when they bring you your food, I think they purposely wait until everybody's got something in their mouth to ask you how your food is. That way you can't make a bad remark. You could just only nod your head and go, and then they walk away.
Yeah, well, people are not going out to eat as often because it's expensive, and I often figure in the expense of having to go out as I figure tipping in. I still tip a little bit at there's the issue of tipping. You tip a taxi cab driver, you tip maybe a hairstylist because they leave a space for that. For a buffet, I'm not sure. Between 10 and 20.
I don't tip at a buffet. But I've never been taught to tip, so I'm not gonna say now.
But I figure that in, because there's tax, tip, a drink, everything else. And alcohol is expensive. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. But
you have to go during happy hour for it to be the best deal. 54th Street, perfect for me. I get off work at late. After 10 o'clock, it becomes happy hour. Recently the other day I went to 54th Street and I purchased an alcoholic beverage. It cost $3.60. I paid the lady $20. The change that she got me was $16. So there's a difference in 40 cents there. I don't know if she was assuming that I was going to give her a tip and just keep that, but I just ended up not giving her anything else. She got 40 cents. I mean, shitty service. I
have a family member who works in the restaurant business, his bills, he's gotten a very low tip on a $100 bill, and sometimes I try to think the waiters are the best tippers, though. The waiters are the best tippers, though.
They're also the most judgmental of the service. A friend of mine used to work in the waiting industry, and he is very, he knows what he wants and how it's supposed to be. Another issue with waiting is when my drink is running low. That sound means I want more. I want more, in my drink. When you're standing right there, go give me another drink.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, another issue, customers, we've talked about tipping and eating out, but the customer service when you're calling into a call center.
Indeed.
Well, before we move into our next topic, there was this one story my brother told me. He was eating out, and the waitress tells him, makes a remark about all those $2 tippers, and so she leaves and comes back, and my brother but before she comes back, my brother took out his wallet and realized all he had left was $2, and so he that's all he had, and so he had to tip her $2, and you know what? Maybe she deserved that, because you shouldn't be talking about it like that in front of a customer. So
agreed. So
okay, if you don't mind, we're going to move on to
go ahead, your show.
Call centers, customer service. When you call in to tech support, which is where I usually am calling into, and you get a recording or something. So what do you want to say about that?
I can't stand to just talk to a machine. It used to be you hit 0 and you go straight to a representative. Now you have to mess up a certain amount of times to get to a representative. And even then, some of these places now you press the wrong button purposely on accident a couple times, and it just hangs up on you. I mean, so I have to go through that entire problem all over again. Yeah, kind of a hassle.
Well, here's the thing about that. Whenever I get a call, whenever I get tech support in the outside of the U.S., I feel, number one, like, you know, aren't there enough people in the United States that could use a job right now? You know, couldn't pay them. You know, but yes, you do have to pay them more. And you know, it's their right to outsource whatever they want.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
and then you don't have to pay a machine to talk either. That's why we have so many of these machines.
Yeah, but you know, as long as they understand you, you know, as long as they can understand you, you know, they're training more of them to speak better English. But
it's kind of difficult though when I'm furious and they don't really understand. But
well, yeah, just they're not supposed. Well, here's a little. If good customer service is when they ask you, "May I put you on hold?" They don't say, "I'm going to put you on hold for a second," or "I'm," you know.
It's manners.
Hold, please. You know. So, you know.
You ever call anybody and they answer the phone and you know this is calling friends.
Okay, calling friends.
You ever call say you were to call me and say, and I answer the phone and I'd be like, "Hey, hold on," or "Hey, let me call you back."
Yeah, well, you know, when you're calling someone and you're talking on the phone with some, you know, some people will sometimes call me and yeah, they'll do that, or I'll call them, or no, they'll call me and say they need. Ask me if they can call me back.
So I should have called in the first place.
Don't call me in the first place, or else if I call you, don't answer the phone. As simple as that. Don't answer your phone. You know, that's what I would say. And you know.
Now Netflix, I remember watching a couple episodes ago. You not being a fan of Netflix. I personally have Netflix. I like it. I enjoy it. The return is only 2 days. Not bad. I mean, I have 2 movies out of a time. $15 a month. I can watch those in demand. Get them right back. Within 2 days. It's not a real bad turnaround. I don't know. You may hate the pop-ups, but that's advertising. It's doing its job. It's got your attention.
Okay, here.
It's got your attention.
Listen, Chris.
It may deter someone like you, but other people it attracts. What
if I signed up for Netflix and I still got those pop-ups ads from Netflix on my computer? It's not like they're going to stop. They don't know. Hey, Mike Murphy's signed up for Netflix.
Well, they don't know exactly.
We don't need to give them pop-ups.
You countered what you're arguing.
They're not going to know.
They don't know. So
they don't know. So I'm still going to get those. So why? And I have to close it and I have to waste my time. And
waste your time. It takes a whole second. It takes a whole second. Like you can also turn a pop-up blocker.
No, I have a pop-up blocker in this little Firefox. I have a pop-up blocker in Internet Explorer. They can still pop up.
I don't have.
Why should I have to spend money? It doesn't make any sense.
I have a pop-up. I have a pop-up blocker, and I don't get pop-ups. I have to allow the pop-ups.
But you spent money on pop-up blocker.
No, it was free on my computer.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I don't have a free pop-up blocker, but
I got an HP.
Netflix.
Maybe your Dell that you were raving about, a few weeks ago, not so hot.
The what?
The Dell you were raving in an episode a few weeks ago.
Okay. Well, anyways, you know what? Netflix that's a very low form of advertising. That tells me what kind of company they are to advertise, online with pop-ups. So what I wanted to, while we were talking about, I'm sorry, companies, products or companies we have problems with, wasn't one of yours Applebee's? Or?
Yeah, Applebee's, it's got a reputation of being called Crapplebee's, and for very good reason. Service typically not that great. Food, it's average.
Yeah,
I guess it's a cheap, it's a nice little easy, fast way to go out to eat. I'm not saying it's always bad, but there was a time or two that I recall ordering fajitas or fajitas. I don't know. I guess the J is silent. And they brought us stale crisp tortillas. How can I make a fajita out of that?
They're just falling apart. That actually means that they're probably not very fresh, because I've had some tortillas in my refrigerator and they'll be crusty and they'll fall apart. They'll be. Are you talking? They were tortilla chips?
No, tortilla like the thing to make my fajita with.
Yeah, I know. They were like steak.
Yeah.
Okay.
I opened the little container that they put them in so delicately, and
well,
I can understand
El
why
Maguey is a good restaurant.
I like El Maguey.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, but they have their fajitas. You can ask for the corn, or my father likes the corn tortillas better than the flour. I like the flour tortillas, but they wrap them in foil, which foil can give you lead poisoning or something like that. Foil has lead in it. I've heard that. That's why Martha Stewart doesn't use it, but I don't know. Whatever.
Martha Stewart's crazy.
I've gotten cold food at Applebee's before. I have, you know, and yeah, I've never been to Applebee's since then. Here's a funny story. I was at an Applebee's once. And we were sitting in the corral part of in a booth, and someone had must have hung their cowboy hat up on a hook on the wall, and he had actually. And he must have left it there, but someone in my party, we were with a group of friends from my high school, and one of my friends was wearing the hat, and then the guy came back to get his cowboy hat and took it off just grabbed it off my friend's head and said thank you, and put it on and walked away. You know, sort of. So we all just said, "Whoa, thank you." You know, that's fine. Okay. It says, you know, and like I said, Chili's. You know, I like Chili's because of the. Was it appetizers under $10? They have 10 appetizers under $10 or something.
Appetizers shouldn't cost more than $10. It's an appetizer.
Yeah.
It's a starter.
Yeah.
It's not a meal.
So here's the thing: I have to average this into the cost. Even if I myself was only going by myself, and I was going to Chili's to have the all-you-can-eat bottomless salsa and chips,
that costs
which
money.
Some of my friends do. It costs like $2
You can go to On the Border and get that for free, and it'd be better chips,
but you have to get
better
but
salsa.
it's not like you can eat that all. That's not the only thing you can eat, though.
Yeah, it can be. They'll kick you out eventually.
Yeah, but I would go to. You have to understand that someone who makes a server work is
it's their job. They think servers are in air conditioning. They're not back in the cooking area all day.
You can think of it this way: if you pay someone a $3 tip, and you were at the restaurant for 30 minutes, you basically paid them $6 an hour to serve you. If you want to think of it that
on top of what they've already made, you also have to take into consideration.
I guess, yeah.
You're not the only table they have. You know, maybe late at night or early in the day, you may be the only table they have.
But whether you buy $3 worth of food, like I would at buying the chips and salsa, I would, or you buy $100 worth, they're still filling up your water and bringing your food to you and taking your dirty plates from you. But all I'm saying is that I would get. I'm hoping that I'm not sure if I went by myself and I had the chips. There are $2-3. I would leave a $5 bill as a tip, and I'm thinking. I think that would be all right. Okay, because they just tell me to keep the change. Okay.
You're one person.
Okay. Well. Now, finally, the company in question we'd like to talk about is Dish Network, and you like Dish Network. You are a Dish Network customer.
I have Dish Network at the house. I don't think it's, I haven't had many issues. Now, I would say that something's going on with my box because it'll occasionally just change the channels, whatever, but, it's not huge inconvenience. I mean, I just hit the recall button, go back to the previous channel, watch what I was watching.
That's weird, yeah. Well, the big problem I had with Dish was that we had 2 boxes, and of course they charge $5 a month for a box, and for one of those satellite boxes, but we didn't have we only had one TV on for that for 14 months or so, but they still charged us for that box. We didn't know we had to return the box if we didn't want to get charged, and they wouldn't retroactively give us a refund. And whenever a company gets on my bad side, that's it, because I'm a bitter person. So
I have one box, and we have 2 TVs hooked up to it. Maybe that was something we could have investigated beforehand.
No, we just had one TV, and we didn't have a need for another one because now we've got digital up there, and we couldn't get the cable to reach. It's sort of a long story, but so
I understand, but I don't know. I don't think that Dish Network's a bad company. I lose reception occasionally during a storm, but I know that going into getting it that's going to happen. I'm well aware. It's much better than Dish Network though. Dish Network's horrible.
DirecTV?
Or DirecTV. Sorry, it's DirecTV was horrendous when we had it We lost it when it rained. We lost, you know, it was crappy service.
Okay, well.
The price was a little more. I think this is more.
Well, of course I can't get cable in my area. That's the way I would go. It wouldn't go out anytime whatsoever, you know, no matter what. So, but
well, unless somebody's drilling in the wrong place, 'cause that happened to my girlfriend at her old place. They were digging, and well, they lost their TV cable, I guess. So.
Well, you know what?
Like I said, about does it for today's episode.
Thanks for coming on, and thanks for talking with me about some of these things. You know, we'll have more to come on future episodes of WRGMG. This has been episode 7. We'll see you next time.